All right, Kenman here. Today we have a fun little unboxing from a company that I have ordered from before. We will look at that knife in a little bit. Long story short, I ordered a knife from them. Not this one, but a different one. And I think it was actually out of stock, but they let me order it. And then all of a sudden, instead of shipping, it said contact them. And then I had to okay that it was being delayed. And now I'm waiting to find out if it will ever ship. And it is not in stock. Anyway, I went and looked on the site, found another one that was very similar, and I was going to just cancel the other one. But then I thought, what the heck? I'll just keep that one going. Maybe I'll get it, maybe not. And ordered a different one. So we have that one. We get to look at this today. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I purchase everything at retail price. And I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment where? Below. All right, some easy tear off the end bag here. No more time to waste. Boom. That is all that is in there. Bag on the floor. Got a little piece of tape there. Yeah, that is legit. And little cuts. Free it from the box. Top quality. Knife Nation handmade knives. Damascus blade. Pakistan. Anybody remember the last knife I opened from Pakistan? How much oil was on it? Let's look for some remnants of oil in this box. It was a lot. Here. Bing. Check that out. I had to wipe about maybe 50 knives worth of oil off of said knife. It's actually this one right here. Pretty sweet. We'll look at it again in a second. Feel like I got oil on my hands already. It's kind of like spiders. You feel like you see a spider and then all of a sudden you're like, I feel like, there's one on me. And yes. See all that oil in there? Oh, God. Why do they do this? Okay, so there is a sheath. Luckily, they have understood that they need to wrap separately the sheath. It's got a nice little indented decorative ridge, I guess. Belt loop. Nice little clip. I'm going to try sticking it in there in a second, see what it looks like. All right. Okay. Mini bag on the floor. We are ready. Like I said last time, it had all that oil and I was surprised and I just was going to be a joke, and it is no joke. This company, look right there. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, if they're worried about rusting or what, or the person that they pay to do that, the oil person is not getting paid well and they hate their older brother that runs the company or something like that. It's just like, sorry, I'm spitting on the camera. But yeah, you know what I mean? They're just way too much oil. This was less. Actually, almost one paper towel has gotten a good chunk of it. The other one was literally, it was like a gallon. Okay, so this is Knife Nation 6.5 inch handmade Damascus lockback. See the lock right there? Knife that I am removing oil from. All right, let's open it up. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Okay, not bad. I am going to go to a freshie now, just to make sure. Okay, sorry if I wasn't on camera there. Kind of distracted to check this oil situation. It's not bad. Okay, here we are. Wow, take a look at this. I like the style. So like I said, I actually had ordered a different one. The difference between this one and that one, they're very similar. The other one didn't have these extra finger ridges right there. It was basically kind of more of a straight line and a little bit less of a hook. But it had a similar Damascus blade with the lock back. So actually very similar. Ooh, this feels solid. All right. Click out strong. We have a camel bone handle, brass accents, the pins, the brass along there, along the bolsters. We have file work. Is that out of focus? Little file work across the back here with those like jimps that they're putting on there. And then that file work also extends all the way out there like some jimps should. Ooh, that feels... This is sweet. Oh, that feels really good. This is really turning me on to these lockback knives. It's also wider than I feel like some of the other ones that are this similar size. I'm just going to go right into it. This one's a Rough Riders. You hear that one didn't click the same. This one is nice. I like the way it feels, but it doesn't have that same click out versus where is the one? Here it is. This one has that nice click, feels solid, but look at the thickness. That's what I'm getting at. This one is, man, beefy thick. We'll do some measurements in a second. I'm going to put that one right up there, so we're going to compare with it. Yeah, so we got this little clip point there, a little nail nick for opening and closing. You've got your liner lock, not too hard to press, and the blade kind of smooth. Doesn't have a... I've found that some of the ones they have like they're like grindy. Like if they've got like grit or something in there or the way it was made. That is fantastic. Ooh. I like the way that feels. Blade centering. It's a little bit off that way. A little bit. That click out is nice. It feels really solid. Maybe the tiniest bit of play. Not bad though. What's everyone think of this? This is my favorite lockback so far. In Damascus, obviously, this is kind of fancier, but the width, that width, and then the contour that you're kind of seeing on the bone handle there, this camel bone. Oh, wow. Life is interesting. You like something, you really, this button lock, one-handed, fits good in a pocket. I love knives like this all day long. Very fidgety, very fun. This isn't really my style, but wow, I could carry this. It's definitely two-hand work. That's the only way you're going to do that. But man, that feels the craftsmanship behind it. This isn't even that expensive of a knife, but I can feel the solid kind of versus that other one. This one here clicks out pretty good too. This is a Rough Rider. But was that other Rough Rider? Listen to this. Right? There's like no click. But the thing is that it locks out. It is solid. It feels really good. Actually, I really like the way this knife feels. But it's also thinner. These two are similar in thickness. Definitely thicker. There was another one I got. It's got that nice click out. These lockbacks, though. Fun stuff. And I do have one tiny one. I have a bunch of stuff. These are for the Scrimshaw project. Bing. Right there. I did do my first one. This is my first attempt at Scrimshaw. Let's see if I can focus in on that. Basically, you scratch. You use like a tool like this. Little metal tip. It's out of focus. And scratch a pattern into the bone. This was a pre-done pattern that I kind of just was trying to find an easy one to test out. But I'm getting into some scrimshaw. It looks like it's going to be fun. It's basically like scratching into the bone, and then you put ink over the top and then wipe it away, and then it's left with that. This was my first little test where I did my name. This is a spoon. Did my name on the spoon here with a few different tools. This one wasn't as sharp. So depending on different techniques that you're doing, you want one that's a little finer point or a little more dull points. This was just a little fun little drawing. I freestyle of a little tree on a hill. Yeah, I don't know. But this is the type of stuff I want to do. Some fun little drawings on some of these bone handles to make them a little custom. And it should be a fun project. I guess I do have the big ones too. Boom, right? This is like that huge, just the standard buck. I might have to get one of these in the buck. What is it, the buck 110? Okay, let's get these out of the way. But as you can see, definitely getting a lot of these little lockbacks. The thing is a lot of these they're not very expensive, $10 to $20 range. Maybe they're not the best knives in the world. Most of them are kind of like a 440A stainless. You're not buying ultra high quality premium with some of these that I have right now. There are some other brands that are definitely higher up. Like I said, I wouldn't say this is definitely a super high end either, but I can tell the handmade, the styling, the file work that they did on the back right there, the way the lock feels. The spring is nice. You can see it kind of comes out and just has a really satisfying click. That thickness makes this feel just good. Like as a knife that's just in your pocket that you need to do some work with. Yeah, you got to use two hands, but man, it's kind of turning me onto them a little bit. Okay, overall, not even very large, 6.5 inch. Let's zoom in. 6.5 inch overall, just shy of 3-inch blade with a 2.5 inch cutting surface and a 3.5 to 3 3/4 inch handle. And we're looking at the thickness in the back is 5/8 wide, easily 5/8. Is that out of, I'm sorry if I wasn't in frame. That being 5/8 versus these other ones, this one's not even a half. Oh, geez. Kenman. Not even a 1/2 inch versus easily well over. So that thickness, look at that, makes this kind of a chonker. But for a smaller knife, I like that. I have a larger hand, so when I've got something that fits good in the hand, that handle, the way that it's kind of forcing your hand to be in a specific spot. I'm noticing the way this curls around, that is close. That is really close to making my pinky want to also fall off and kind of be right on the top. If it was a little bigger, I'd probably enjoy it a little bit more, but that is okay. I'm not mad about it. There is the other one I got from that company. This big beefy. It also has a camel bone handle and a Damascus blade. I did like the styling of this, and that was kind of what made me look at the rest of their stuff. That's kind of the way I go. Since I'm not sponsored, it's on me to kind of look at stuff, see what it is I like, what I want to look at in the future, and make decisions. If I find something I like, this may have had a bunch of oil on it, but it's definitely solid. I think it was well made for a fairly budget item, but you've got your camel bone, you've got some brass, you've got this really chunky Damascus handle. Handle blade. That's not something you just whip out for $5. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's significantly more expensive and better stuff, but for just items around this channel, I'm gonna definitely be more on the budget side, things that are closer in the realm of affordable for most people. It doesn't mean you can't afford something that's a few $100s here and there as well, but in that closer to $40 to $100 range, I'm definitely living in there a lot for sure. Okay, what else do we need to talk about? This thing feels nice. I like it. Let's get some real close-ups of the bone. You can see the natural kind of variations and things that occur within it. That Damascus. Got an interesting pattern to it. Kind of a shorter clip point blade. Kind of has a wood grain kind of a look to it. Those jump filed out areas are cool. Well, I don't know. This definitely makes me want to look at more, even some more expensive ones. I'd maybe get into a higher range and really see what it's all about when someone's really, putting a little bit more time and effort into it. Yeah. So that's going to be about it for today. Going to Blade Show, Texas next week. Have more unboxings coming, die projects, laser marking, get into some scrimshaw. What do we want to draw on this bone handle right here? See what the difference between the bone from the camel versus the bone from, some of them are from cow. I guess I don't know what all of them are from, but it'll be interesting to find out and work with it. And yeah. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you would like to see more. Helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Stay sharp. I'll see you soon.